What's good, B-Sounds? I'm Kit Kinraid, and I want to tell you how to build the most muscle with the reps you're already doing. I don't want to change your program. I don't want to give you that one weird exercise that's like the missing link in your physique. All I want to do is give you a simple checklist that you can apply to every rep of every exercise that you're already doing. And if you're doing it to build muscle, which you are, whether you want to pack on size or get better at a sport or an exercise or build healthier joints, muscle is the middle of the Venn diagram for all of those things, whether you're ready to admit it or not. This checklist is going to get you growing and help keep you injury-free by building tendon strength and preparing your joints for, any slip or accident that's going to otherwise take you out of the game, out of the gym, out of growing, and most importantly, out of being the most hench dude in Sainsbury's. Now, what do I want for this knowledge? What's a fair trade for secrets that's going to get you huge and strong and safe? You can't afford it, it's free. But you'd be doing me a huge favor if you made sure you were subscribed. Leave me a comment, something like, wow, I follow these tips and I'm now huge. That's perfect. Drop this video a like. Okay, let's get this rig a-rolling. Number 1, am I getting a full range of motion? Of course you are. You're a beast and we don't accept anything less. But just in case, what is a full range of motion? Is the muscle or muscles that you're trying to work moving from a completely stretched position to a completely flexed position? So at the bottom of my pull-ups, am I as far away from the bar as possible? Right down here, I'm stretching my lats and my biceps. Right up here, I'm fully contracting my biceps and as much of the lat as possible with this exercise. That is a full range of motion. Number 2, am I getting a full range of tension? It's not the same thing. Muscles get stronger and grow as a response to tension, not to maths. So if you do 10 reps this week and 9 reps last week, that's great. But if your reps look like this, then you're wasting 2/3 of your reps. And you'd be better off doing 6 reps with a full range of tension than 10 momentum-driven pull and drops. But why? Tension is a result of contraction against load. In the case of a pull-up, you're the load. There are 3 types of contraction: concentric, isometric, and eccentric. Concentric is the one that everyone thinks makes all the gains. And it does, but another type does it better. So least effective, we have isometric, that's holding in place. The next most effective is the concentric, that's controlling the positive part of the rep. If you're kipping, you're not controlling. You're not contracting as much as possible against a load, which is fine if you're just trying to get numbers, but I'll remind you that you don't grow in response to numbers. You grow in response to tension. And the most effective contraction for building muscle and even just for getting good at a movement is the eccentric, the negative. You want to learn to muscle up? It's complicated, so you do it from the top down first. Control that negative where you're stronger, and your brain has an idea about how to do it in difficult mode on the way up. It's like if you're walking the track, if you're a race driver, you walk the track the night before. Anyway, eccentric contraction, controlling that negative is the most stimulative for muscle growth. And bonus, you're stronger on the way down, so it's technically easier. I mean, it doesn't feel easier because you're going to end up fighting for your life on that last rep or 2, but guess what? That's how gains is made. Number 3, for real though, full range of tension. I said that the eccentric was the most stimulative section of the rep. Well, the most stimulative section of the most stimulative section is the weighted stretch. That last little bit where you're about to go passive in the case of a pull-up, or the very bottom of a squat where your ass is kissing the floor, but you're not passive. I understand that not everyone has the mobility to get down there, and as long as you understand that that means that you aren't getting as big and as strong from the reps that you're doing, then that's fine. But you do have options. If you want to drink your milk, you could actually work on your mobility. You know who you are, which is a great idea from an injury prevention point of view. Or you can get squat shoes, you can elevate your heels, you can use your machine, or anything that gets you a stretch is gonna get you the gains. So yeah, I love you, dude, but man up. When you get to that yucky place, the hole, take a pause. Just a second is fine, it is all going to add up. And 4, add an isometric pause at the most contracted part as well. Only do this if you're actually contracting under load though, right? Because if you pause at the top of a pull-up, it does something. A pause at the top of a squat is rest. So if you feel something working, drop a second of squeeze on it. That's gonna up your time under tension, that's gonna up your gains. 5, immediately after your last set, take whatever muscle you were targeting, or muscles, and give them a 30-second stretch at a 7 out of 10 intensity. Stretching is not just for yogis and other synonyms for vegans anymore. Studies show that stretching a muscle for 30 seconds after exercise results in up to 50% more gains than if you don't. We're only doing it after the last set, so it doesn't interfere with the other working sets, but it is literally free gains. So why wouldn't you do it? So that's getting massive covered. Why is this going to help you avoid injuries? Well, strength is range specific. That means if you're only training here, you're only getting strong here. If you want strong through the whole range of motion, something isn't going to happen in your life, in the gym maybe, a misgroove, and you're going to overextend past that range where you're strong and you can handle it, and into that range where you're not strong and you can't handle it. And that is when you get injured. You get injured, you can't train, you aren't growing, you aren't getting better. Also, getting into those deep loaded stretch positions is fantastic for stimulating growth in your tendons, which grow slower than muscles. So you really need to be stimulating that growth whenever you possibly can so that your tendons keep up with your muscle strength, because tendonitis sucks ass. Avoid it any way you can. Here's the way you can. Be aware that all these things is going to mean A, you're doing everything that you can intra-rep to get freakishly aesthetic, and B, your reps are likely to go down. Like, don't freak out, you're not going backwards, you are making the most of the work that you are doing. You aren't faking it, you are making it. And if you already were legitimately doing all of these things, bruh, I'm so proud of you. You're a 1%er for sure. Amazing work. If you found this useful, you know what to do, I appreciate you. But whatever else you do, get them gains. Be well. When you get to that yucky place, the hole, do that again.